Hi guys, welcome to the Strong in Faith Podcast. I am your host, Christiana Aldridge. Okay, first of all, life update. I have a main channel, and all of the content I was posting on there is going to be turned into vlogs. So a lot of the content I was posting on there, everything on here now is going to be very similar to what I was posting on there as it pertains to the topics and the conversations. So yeah, as you can see, my voice is a little raspy because a girl has been sick, but a girl is also recovering and getting better. So, thank God, praise the Lord, hallelujah. I have honestly recently just been in the process of taking my life back in every way. As y'all can see, my nails are done. When are my nails ever done? Never. And I'm kind of just learning how to love myself again. I'm actually in the process of filming a self-maintenance vlog. So a lot of it has to just do with me learning to love myself again, because I think I forgot for a minute there how to love myself. And we're going to talk about everything pretty much. Like, we're going to talk about why and how I even forgot to love myself, because that is crazy. That's kind of wild. How we can just forget to love ourselves and how we can forget to pamper ourselves and show care towards ourselves. It's kind of crazy to me. But I know it's been a minute since I posted on this channel, so I kind of just want to fill you in a little. So there's the switch with my channels, and I'm very excited about this switch. So my main channel is going to be more, upbeat, very exciting, very, energetic, I guess. And on here, it's going to be kind of like a wind down where we can just have girl talk, have our little conversations, and where we can learn ourselves, learn about our emotions, learn about how we feel regarding different things, because it's very important that we're aware of our emotions. I think that sometimes it's just easy to forget, but emotional awareness is very important. It affects the way that we live every day. So we're in our sweats today. We're big chilling. And everything on this channel, I want you to feel like you can relate to. I want you to feel like you're safe and comfortable. And like you do not have to be afraid of judgment being spewed your way or any negative harshness. I will be honest with you, but I'm not going to slander you or bash you. That's not what we do here. So I just want you to know what I'm bringing to the table when it comes to this channel. I want you guys to feel safe here. I want you to feel like you have somebody to relate to and to lean on in a way. So what are we talking about today? Today, I want to talk about how you can't put a timestamp on healing. And I felt the Lord kind of gave me this title because of everything that has been taking place in my life. My 2+ year relationship just recently came to an end. And the Lord is kind of just showing me how to heal and what not to do throughout this healing process. So I kind of just want to touch on that and talk to you guys about everything I've been experiencing, everything that I've been feeling, because, and I won't overshare, okay, but like I said, I'm gonna be honest because I know there are so many people who are experiencing the same thing. So we're just gonna touch base on a few different topics. I also just want to thank you for being here, and if you have not yet subscribed, feel free to subscribe, join the family, and let's continue to learn and grow together. So, first and foremost, I want to talk about the different kinds of, I guess, heartbreaks people tend to go through very often, actually, and it's not always just having to do with relationships. It can also be heartbreak over losing a friend, a family member, losing a job you were really passionate about. Maybe you had clients, guilty, who you became really close to and now you're no longer working with them. Maybe you are in the medical field and you lost a patient. That is traumatic, to say the least. That's very hard to deal with. And maybe you became emotionally attached to a thing, a career path, a dream, a passion, and you found yourself having to take a different route. That can be heartbreaking. So I really just want you to know that there is no timestamp on healing. There is no right or wrong way to heal. And when you're going through heartbreak, there's also no saying what emotions you're going to feel. They kind of just come, you know? And we're very unpredictable. Our emotions come in waves. They come and they go, and they change and they fluctuate and they ebb and flow, and they can be all over the place. But what matters is feeling in the first place, and what matters is acknowledging your emotions to begin with. If you feel angry, allow yourself to feel angry. If you feel like you want to scream, let yourself scream. If you feel like you want to cry and break down, let yourself break down. If you feel like you just want to sit in silence and say nothing to nobody, sit in silence for as long as you need to. All of our experiences are different, but regardless of what we go through in the way that we go through things, we all have a right to feel our emotions. We all have a right to examine and acknowledge our emotions. No matter what anybody may tell us, there is no right or wrong way to heal. Unless, of course, you're putting yourself in harm's way. We don't want to do that. But everything else is normal. Everything you're feeling is very normal. And I know that when you are going through all these emotions, when you're experiencing them for what may feel like the first time, I know that you are going to want to downplay your emotions. You're going to want to dismiss your emotions and tell yourself that you're okay when really you're not. That is a natural human reaction to overwhelming emotions, but I want you to allow yourself to feel. I want you to allow yourself to go through the emotions and to learn the emotions you go through. Learn how your mind and your body responds to certain emotions. How do you respond when you're angry? How do you respond when you are upset, when you're sad, and when you're depressed, maybe? How do you respond when you feel numb? How do you respond in these situations? I personally, when I feel angry, I have to separate myself because somebody will get punched or slapped. I'm not kidding. So I actually have to separate myself. I am to this day praying that God will continue to help me, and it has gotten a lot better, but I'm praying that God will continue to help me with the anger that sometimes I feel. And obviously, I'm not going around punching and hitting people whenever I get angry. And I don't always have to separate myself. I do have self-control, believe it or not. But, um, yes, sometimes I do have to separate myself. And I know that because I've gone through the emotions and I know how I respond to different situations that make me very angry. And when I'm sad, I cry. When I'm sad, I cry. I cry a lot. And when I feel numb, I sit in silence. I sit in silence and I wait on God to tell me what to do next. But sometimes you just have to sit. Sometimes you just have to go to sleep. Okay? Sometimes when I feel numb, I need to go to sleep so I can wake up feeling a little bit more energetic. Okay? This is what we call learning ourselves, learning our emotions, learning how we are in different situations. This is a very important life skill to carry. This is something that you want to take with you in the future. So I just want to kind of start off this discussion by saying everything you're experiencing is perfectly normal. Do not dismiss your emotions because you don't feel like they are relevant. They are very much relevant. I don't care who has ever told you that your feelings don't matter. I don't care. I don't. Whoever told you that, they must be going through a lot. Okay? Your feelings do matter. Your emotions and your feelings are relevant, actually. The way that you feel does matter. Whether you are angry, whether you are depressed, whether you are overwhelmed, whether you do not feel like talking to anybody, all of that matters. And all of that should be respected because you're a human being with feelings and emotions, and we are all going through things. So your feelings do matter, first and foremost. I just wanted to preface that. Your feelings do matter. So with all that being said, and in saying your feelings are valid, which they are, there also comes a time where eventually you do have to face your emotions. Eventually you do have to come to terms with how you feel. Unfortunately, we cannot dwell in our emotions forever. We cannot react out of emotions every single day. We can't. There comes a time where we do have to face them. We do have to face what we are going through. And I know it's hard, and I know that you may not want to, but you're capable, and as hard as it may seem, you have it. And you don't have to rush through it. You don't have to rush to confront your feelings. You don't have to rush to confront how you feel, especially in very high stress situations. It is even harder to confront your feelings. So figure out a pace that works best for you, whether it is slow, whether it is in the middle, whether it is at a faster pace. That's okay too. As long as your emotions are confronted properly, which we are going to talk about. So I want to talk about heartache. I want to talk about heartbreak. I want to talk about the process. I want to talk about the roller coaster of emotions you go through when you are dealing with heartbreak. I think it's funny the way that heartbreak approaches us because we don't see it coming and we think that we're prepared for it and we think that we'll be able to handle the situation that we know is coming, but it kind of just comes. And the heartache also kind of just comes out of nowhere and it blindsides you. And oh boy, there's no good way to say or describe how heartbreak approaches us besides unexpectedly and like a flood. So for me, recently dealing with this heartbreak and this breakup has been one of the hardest things I've had to go through in a very long time. And for 2+ years, I was committed to a person fully. And that does something to you, and your brain over time is rewired to be living for one person, and everything that you do, the way that you walk, the way that you talk, the way that you step, everywhere that you go, the restaurants you eat at, the clothes you wear, the places you shop at, revolve around that person. And the way that you treat yourself has everything to do with that person. Because when you're in a relationship, you're like this. You are like this. So everything that you receive from that person, whether it is care, whether it is carelessness, whether it is love, whether it is resentment, the good, the bad, the ugly, the way that you are treated by this person, your body, your heart, your mind is going to reflect that. Your behavior, the words that come out of your mouth, it's going to reflect that. So for me, coming out of this relationship was very unexpected, to say the least. And the emotions came like a flood, and I didn't realize how much time had flown by until I was out of the cycle, until I was out of the routine. And when you're out of a relationship for the first time in a while, now you have the chance to take a step back, and your life is not them anymore. Your life is you now. And so you take a step back and you realize, okay, wow, where am I at? Mentally, emotionally, physically, environmentally, where am I at? How am I doing? What have I missed? What can I do now that I was not doing before? And so my mind has been processing all of these new found things again, because I haven't gone through a breakup in a very long time, and there really is no good way to describe it besides unpredictable and painful and shocking. Very, very shocking, the amount of realizations you come to when you get out of a relationship. You realize how much you were not doing for yourself. If we want to be honest, and I think that goes for any relationship, because when you're tied to a person and then all of a sudden you're not, now you only have yourself. So, okay, hold on. Now I have to take care of myself. Pause. Pause. Because this is new. Now that man is not taking care of me. Now I have to take care of myself, which we can do, of course, but this is new. So we're readjusting. We are getting familiar again. We are learning. We're getting a lay of the land again, and it's different, and it's nice being able to provide for myself now, but it is also unnatural. It doesn't feel right in a way, because what was right for so long was a man providing for me. And I guess man can only do so much, you know? Sometimes God will take you out to place you into a position of showing you what you are capable of, not showing you what a man can do for you. Sometimes the Lord will pick you up and place you by yourself to show you that you can do it, and you could have done it all along. Y'all, I'm sorry about my voice. We're getting there, okay? We're getting there, but I feel like the Lord removed me and has placed me by myself to show me that entire time I could have been doing it by myself. That's not to say that I would have wanted to, and I don't regret having or being in that relationship, because I learned so much. But it is to say, wow, I really am capable of taking care of myself. I really am capable of providing for myself. Wow, this is new. This is new. I haven't done this in a while. It's painful and it hurts because you miss the person and everything that you do now. Until you are fully healed, you're thinking of that person because they are in everything. They are in the shoes that were bought for me. They are in my photos. They are in the clothes I wear that were also bought for me. They are in the restaurants we used to go to, the movies we used to watch. They are in the music we used to listen to. They are in the places we used to visit. Everything. They are in my family. They are in relationship with my family, which is one of the most difficult parts about it, because now it's like, back up, like, take a step back, because now you have to readjust. Now you have to almost take them out of the equation and relearn everything for yourself, re-experience everything for yourself. And it hurts and it's painful because why can't I just do it with them? Why can't I just be with them? Why can't I just experience all of these things with them? We were supposed to go there and there. We were supposed to do this and that. We were supposed to be here, not separated. We were supposed to be together for a long time. We were supposed to get married and have kids, or so we thought. Now we have to readjust completely to the idea of life without them. God help me. One thing you need to know is it gets hard before it gets easy. You're going to wake up some days not wanting to put up a fight. You're going to wake up some days not wanting to put in effort. You're going to wake up some days and go to bed some days just sad. Like, just sad. That's the best way to describe it, is just sad, man. Just sad. And that's okay. That is okay. It's okay to be sad. That is something you have to feel. I just want you to know it gets hard before it gets easy, but eventually it gets easy again. It does get easy again. Life will be easy again. Eventually, you have to give yourself time. I know that sounds very cliche, and I know you don't want to hear that, but you have to give yourself time. Let's talk about time well spent. Let's talk about time poorly spent. Giving yourself time in a healthy way looks like dealing with your emotions. It looks like feeling your emotions first and then confronting them. Confronting your emotions may look different for you than it does for me. For me, confronting my emotions looks like journaling until I run out of pages to write in, and it looks like getting on my knees in prayer until I have no tears left to cry, getting into my word until I have fallen asleep with my face in my Bible. That is what confronting my emotions looks like for me. It looks like talking to people who care about me, my family and my friends. It looks like no contact. It looks like no contact with that person, because contacting them is not allowing you to focus on your healing. It is a distraction. I will say that right now. It is a distraction. I know it's hard. I know you would love to contact them, but give yourself a moment. Give yourself a second to breathe by yourself and to confront your emotions by yourself without the opinion of the man who maybe broke you, without the opinion of someone who you are supposed to be healing from. Okay? Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself a moment. I promise it's okay. I promise if they get upset, let them. And it is 100% okay. They can get upset all they want. You deserve to heal. You deserve to heal. And if you are not taking the time to heal, everything moving forward does not have as much value. as it would if you were on your way towards healing. If you made the decision and are making the decision to not heal, and if you are refusing to heal, everything moving forward is going to be rough. Everything moving forward is going to be very difficult for you. Promise. Trust. Time well spent looks like facing your emotions. It looks like feeling your emotions and then facing them. Talk to someone about how you're feeling. Have a deep conversation about how you're feeling. If you do not have anyone to talk to God or get a therapist. I said what I said. Talk to God or get a therapist or get a journal. Journal everything that you are feeling, start to finish. Journal how this person made you feel and is currently making you feel. I be having to ask the Lord to forgive me for what I be writing in my journal because it is intense. My feelings are intense. The way that certain situations have made me feel are very intense. And the words that I use in my journal should not even... Lord forgive me. But it's just to say that you have to get your feelings off of your chest. If you don't, you are going to project onto other people. Don't do that. We grown enough to know not to project. We grown enough to know that projecting won't get us very far at all. I think another really important thing is finding coping mechanisms. I'm not talking smoking. I'm not talking drinking. I'm not talking partying. Okay. I'm talking actually beneficial tactics and habits to pick up that will be effective towards your healing. For example, going on walks in nature. I know these about to sound so corny, but listen, okay? We can be corny if it means healing. We can be a little bit corny if it means we get to heal, okay? We have the opportunity to go outside and step outside into nature, which a lot of people can't do realistically, so we can be corny. I don't care. I'm gonna be on my little walk with my bottle, with my headphones on, probably listening to worship music, and it's gonna be a good time because I deserve it. I deserve a breath of fresh air. My body needs it. My soul needs it. My mind needs it. I deserve peace, and you do too. So it's okay if you look a little corny. Go for a walk. Sign up to a gym. Go to your local Planet Fitness. Go to your local gym. Get to working out. Work out from home if you need to. YouTube is a powerful resource. You have millions of at-home workout videos. Pick one. Pick one. Find a church that works for you. Go online and look up book clubs around you. Take different classes. Go to a dance class. Go to a painting art class. Go to a pottery. Take a pottery class. I'm finna do that. I'm not even going cap. I'm actually about to do that. Take a boxing class. It is so therapeutic. Kickboxing is so therapeutic. You have no idea. Look up yoga classes near you. Things that will just calm your spirit, calm your soul, allow you to let go of everything that you've been feeling. These are proper and beneficial coping mechanisms. I want you to get better. This is a process you have to go through, and it is going to take effort, especially considering the fact that you are hurting. You're not going to feel like getting out of bed in the morning because the air that you were breathing used to belong to that person. Now the air that you breathe belongs to you and God. So I know it's going to hurt, and I know it hurts right now. You have it. You are in control of your life, and God is in control. God has you. He has you. and he knows what you're going through. I think about everything that this world is experiencing, the lives of little babies being lost, parents and mothers, fathers, and millions of people losing their lives every day to suicide, and everything that's happening right now. I think about how how Jesus must be feeling. The word speaks so many times about how when we mourn and when we go through pain, he is mourning with us. I just want you to know that you have a God who is grieving with you. You have a God who knows how you are feeling when you were in that relationship. You have a God who knows exactly how in love you were. You have a God who knows what made you happy for so long. But now he wants to be your happiness. Now he wants to fill that void because he knows what you went through. He knows what you are currently going through. And he's there for you. He's grieving with you. When your heart is broken, his is too. When you are grieving, he is too. When you're weeping and sobbing and crying hysterically, and when your body is in pain to the point where it feels debilitating and unbearable, he feels that with you. He feels it with you. You are his child. He has an attachment to you. You are his. Your life is not your own. So give all your worries to him. Give everything you're feeling to him. He cares about you so much. And you're not alone. And whoever has made you feel that you are alone, you are never alone. Never. You have a God who stands beside you through everything. And you have a God who is sitting beside you right now. You are not alone. Everything that you are feeling and everything that you have been feeling recently, God has it. And God has you. Just give it to him. He wants to be your peace. He wants to fill that void for you. He wants to deliver you from everything that you're experiencing. Y'all, I have the worst cramp in my leg. But he wants so badly to be the peace you're looking for. And I know you've probably been thinking, like, when will I catch a break? When will everything I'm feeling right now, when will it end? And does it ever get easier? It does. It does. Just give it time and go through the process. Go through the process of feeling your emotions. Go through the process of then confronting your emotions. And then go through the process of coping with your emotions. Go through the process of releasing your emotions and giving everything you are feeling to the Lord, because he cares for you. He cares for you more than any man could ever care for you. Ever. Anyway, let's talk about adapting to change. Practical ways to adapt to change. I will say firsthand, I can attest that it is very difficult being reminded of this person in everything. Literally everything. The music I listen to, that we used to listen to, the movies we went to go see together, that I've been having a very hard time watching recently. The foods that we used to cook for my family that I have not cooked. And probably I am not ready to cook for a minute, but I'm gonna cook something else up, okay, for the time being. Give me a sec. But the places and the foods and the cities and like we traveled together, it's crazy. We went to bed together a lot of nights, and we were there for each other. We cried with each other. We went through it with each other. We went through the mud with each other. And so moving forward, it's just a matter of experiencing life for ourselves. I am trying so hard to experience life for myself. And I would say I'm doing a good job right now. I hope and I pray, but there's always room for improvement. I want to give you guys a few practical ways to adapt to change. So, first and foremost, in order to adapt to change, oh my goodness, my throat. In order to adapt to change, we have to switch things up a little. Change up when you're ready. Change up your environment. Change up the music you listen to, the clothes you wear. Change up your style a little. Change up your space. Change up the places you go to. Change up the foods you eat, the movies you watch, everything. And also change up your routine. If you used to have kind of a less structured routine, now is a really good time to build a routine for yourself. Build a morning routine, a night routine. If you were maybe taking less care of yourself, go have, like I said, I'm in the process of making a self-maintenance video. Literally have been spending this entire week upping, like figuring out ways to take care of myself, because someone else was taking care of me for so long and reminding me to do skincare, to pamper myself, to do XYZ. And now it's on me. And I'm getting back to doing everything that I used to do for myself. And it feels amazing. And so it's just a matter of building structure for yourself again and building a routine for yourself again. And know that, like I said in the beginning, there is no right or wrong. Just do. Just do. Okay? Make progress every day, even if it looks like going out and doing something you didn't do yesterday. Go buy yourself a meal. Go on a solo date. Like, go treat yourself. Get yourself a new freaking toothbrush. Okay? It can be anything. It can be anything, yo. But do something different. Make some sort of progress. Do something that you have wanted to do for a long time, that you were holding off. Do it today. Do it today. Make progress for yourself. You deserve it. You deserve the most. You deserve everything that the Lord has to offer you. A lot of people say you deserve everything life has to offer. Life has to offer a lot of nonsense, to be honest. This world offers a lot of ridiculousness, if we're being honest. So you deserve everything that the Lord, that Jesus Christ and God has to offer you. He wants abundance for you, peace of mind. He wants you to feel love. He wants you to feel gentleness in your heart. He wants you to gain self-control in your body, gain discipline, and gain energy back. He wants you to feel energized when you wake up in the morning. He wants you to feel genuinely happy. He wants you to feel like you are good with just him. You and him, you're good. He wants you to feel stable financially, emotionally, mentally. He wants you to feel stable. So you deserve everything that the Lord has to offer you. You and me both. We do. I want to just say, like, I know that when we are heavily involved with the world, it's so easy to dismiss God. It's so easy to say, oh, prayer never works. Prayer doesn't work for me. Going to church has never worked for me. Reading the Bible, it's boring. It just doesn't work for me. If you really get alone with yourself, if you really find a place where you feel at peace and you use that place to recenter with God and to really spend time with him, he will meet you. He will meet with you. Be consistent. Be consistent, and don't just pray one prayer, okay? Do not just pray one prayer. There have been moments and times in my life where I've had to pray for 2-3 hours a day throughout the week out of just sheer desperation, literally just wanting him to take me out of the place that I was in. Y'all, I can't even tell you the pain that I had to have been feeling to be doing that. But there were times where I would just have to fall on my face and cry and cry and cry to God and ask him to remove me from the place I was in, to remove the people who were treating me the way that they were treating me. And he did, to say the least. But oh my goodness, I say that to say that you have to be consistent, because at this current time in my life, God is showing up for me more than I've ever seen him show up for me. And it is only because I was consistent. It is only because I showed him that I genuinely wanted him in my life. I showed him that I genuinely wanted a relationship with him. He's not going to pour into you unless he sees that you want to be poured into, and unless he sees you want to pour into a relationship with him. I will say that much. It can't be one-sided. You can't just ask him to do certain things when you're not in relationship with him. Relationship with him looks like obedience to him and sacrificing things that you know are not aligned with his word, okay? I've had to give up a lot. As you can see, I've had to give up a lot, but I would do it again. I would do it again and again. If it means just having a relationship with him, I wouldn't trade that for anything. And I was just editing yesterday, and I had to stop, just go over to my Bible, put my face into my Bible, and I always go like that with my Bible and just tell Jesus, like, I love you, I love you, I love you. You are my everything. And when I say that with every part of me, knowing that he's a God who's literally been through everything with me. Even when I did not know him, even when I was not acknowledging him, he's a God who showed up for me anyway. He's a God who stayed by my side through everything. Every time I asked him to show up for me, he did. The times where I did not have money in my pocket, the next day I would, out of nowhere. The times where I was maybe being verbally abused or used by friends and people around me, gone, like that. Every time I have asked him to show up for me, he has. But that it doesn't work one way. It works both ways. You have to show up for him. You have to get to know him through his word. You have to want to get to know him. You have to want relationship with him. You have to want to be obedient to him. It is not always easy. Actually, when is it ever easy? Sacrificing things that you really love and that your body wants, your flesh wants. But in order to have a relationship with the Lord, they have to go. And as hard as it may be, I'm standing on this side of the rainbow, I guess. And the grass is greener. The grass is a whole lot greener. And he's just so good. I cannot imagine my life without him. If I did not have him, I would not have sense of hope. I would not have sense of my future. I would not have hope for my future. I would not wake up every morning in purpose. I would not wake up every morning stepping in my purpose and knowing I have a purpose, stepping out in full confidence because God has me. I wouldn't be the person I am right now. I wouldn't be talking the way I'm talking right now if I didn't have God. That should tell you enough. That should tell you everything you need to know about my God. Everything I have done up until this point is because of him. Everything I have given up until this point is because of him, including my relationship. That should tell you enough. And I'm still able to sit here and put a smile on my face, and that is God. That is only by the grace of God. Because a few years ago, if I was going through this, I would probably be at risk. I would be at risk of losing my life to myself. Believe that. Believe that. I went on a tangent, but let's talk about moving on. I want you to know that moving forward, you are not moving on for the sake of anyone else. You need to have the mindset of moving on for nobody besides yourself. Do not move on for the sake of other people. Do not move on to find someone else. Do not move on to find something else. Do not move on to fill the void. Do not move on looking for something to fill the void. It's not going to work. Until you have moved on for yourself, nothing moving forward will have any substance or value to add to your life. I can assure you of that. I can assure you of that. In order to actually move on, you have to move on for yourself. You have to move on within yourself. You have to move on individually, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Physically, you have to move on. The way that I am choosing to move on from this situation is by taking my body back, taking my life back, doing things that I know are good for my body, exercising and eating foods. I eat foods that I like, okay? I don't like the kale salads. I don't do all that. I eat foods that I like. Eating foods that make my body happy, okay? But getting in the gym the next day, don't get it twisted. And emotionally, mentally, spiritually, having God at the forefront of my life, spending time with him on a day-to-day basis, giving him my heart and my soul to take care of, because I can't do it by myself. I cannot do it by myself. And leaning on him for everything, leaning on his word for everything, knowing that in every situation, he is in control. Knowing that in every situation, I don't have to be anxious. I do not have to be worried, because the same miracles he performed back then, he is still doing to this day. He is still doing to this day. It doesn't matter if we cannot see them. That's the thing about faith, is it's believing without seeing. So ask yourself, really ask yourself, are you willing to invest into yourself emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically? Are you willing to move on in that way before anything, before anybody else approaches you, before you say yes to anybody else? Are you willing to move on for yourself? Are you willing to move on for your own well-being? And are you ready to? And if you're not, then it just means you gotta keep going through the process, okay? And that's okay. And I'm still doing that. I'm not ready to, I need a sec, okay? I need a sec. But go through the process. Go through the process knowing that you will come out strong. Go through the process knowing that you're being molded, you're being shaped, you're being strengthened and prepared for more. Go through the process for that reason. And go through it knowing that you're not alone in it. First of all, I got you, okay? You are not alone. I can assure you, you are not alone. Go through the process knowing that, and know that God has you through everything. God has you. He is a merciful, gracious, patient, gentle, giving, forgiving, consistent, persistent, powerful, omnipresent God. I can't even, that's my best friend. That is my Jesus. That is my love. That is the love of my life, my heart, my everything. I can't emphasize it enough. He's the reason I live. He's the reason I wake up every morning and do what I do, because I know that I have a purpose. I know that I have a calling. I don't know fully what it is, and I can't see it just yet, but I know that everything I'm doing is for a reason. And I know that the Lord has the same for you. He wants to reveal himself to you. You just have to let him in. And you do that by getting to know him through his word and through prayer. You do that by letting him into your heart. You do that by praying to him. You do that by speaking to him, telling him everything that you are feeling, even though he already knows. Just opening yourself to him lets him know that you want relationship with him. Am I making sense? I really hope that I'm getting through to you. I want you to hear this. I want you to know that it's going to get better. Know that you're going to be okay. Know that life is full of unpredictable moments and unexpected, shell-shocking moments and like earth-shattering and things that can sometimes feel so painful to where you don't feel like going anymore. You don't feel like putting up a fight anymore. Baby, put up a fight. Put up a fight. Because when it's over, you will be able to say, you did it. You did it. And you came out stronger. You came out stronger because you put up a fight. Do it for your inner child. Do it for everything that they went through. And do it for your future family. Do it for your future kids. And your future husband. Okay? Just know God has so much more for you. God has so much to offer you. And you are in for a beautiful, beautiful life with him, not with the world. With him, not with substance. With him, not with sin, not with the flesh, but with him. You are in for a beautiful, amazing, abundant life, a fulfilling life, a life of purpose. I think that is all I have for you today. We're going to continue to go through this process. I know that I have a long ways to go. I would say right now I'm in the confronting / coping phase. Like just learning how to cater to myself again. Learning how to get myself back in the gym. Get myself up again. Get myself moving. And just healing through that. I think that's a really beautiful thing to experience, honestly. And as hard as it is, you get through it and you become stronger. And I think that alone is such a blessing. It's all about the way that you look at it. We got this, baby. I know I'm slouching heavy right now, but I'm just comfortable. I think that is the end of this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for listening to me. I'm praying that moving forward, you find everything that you've been looking for, and that you allow God to be at the forefront of every area of your life. Everything that you do, everything you say, the people you surround yourself with, the way that you behave, the way that you dress and act. I am praying that you will allow God to orchestrate the way that you live, because it is a life worth living. It is a life full of discipline and self-control. And it is not easy, but it is worthwhile. It is worthwhile because you end up being the most confident you've ever felt. You end up being the most at peace you have ever felt. And you end up stepping into your purpose. That is a life worth living. And that is a God worth serving. Thank you again for listening. I love you guys. And like I said, I'm praying for you. I'm going to leave a Google form down below where you can request prayer anonymously. Feel free to drop your name if you would like. I will also be leaving starter Bibles for my new believers. Feel free to check those out. My Instagram will be linked down below. Please feel free to contact me with any questions or feedback that you may have. Thank you again so much. I will also be leaving my main YouTube channel link down below. Feel free to subscribe if you have not. Join the family. We are only going up from here. I am more than excited about everything that is around the corner. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you for being here for me. I am here for you. Please know that. Once again, thank you for listening, and I will see you all next time.
Take all the pressures up off your head. Every blessing is heaven sent.